Truth is I've never felt a stronger bond. With not only with her but with any other human being in my life after years of rumors and speculation. Miranda Lambert has finally spoken up. The country music diva finally spoke out about her connection with Blake Shelton, confirming what many have suspected for a long time. Years of denial have finally given way to the revelation which has only increased the public's interest in the truth and the circumstances surrounding her abrupt change of attitude. Come along as we find out what Miranda really confessed and how it affects her and Blake's future together. Miranda Lambert came into this world in the sleepy Texas hamlet of Lindale, where she was born on November 10th, 1983. Lambert had a somewhat unusual childhood despite coming from a close-knit family as private detectives. Her parents, Rick and Beverly Lambert Friel, encountered clients' most difficult situations. Miranda would subsequently include themes of perseverance, hardship, and loss into her songs, which she heard firsthand in this line of work. Rick, a gifted guitarist, would regularly play country and southern rock tunes at home, and Beverly encouraged Miranda's early singing ambitions, so it's no surprise that music was an important part of her upbringing. Legends such as Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, and Loretta Lynn were Lambert's heroes as she absorbed their music. She attributes the genuine, unfiltered viewpoint that has always been foundational to her art to her childhood in a small town and her family's love of music. According to her own words, Lambert started her musical career at a young age. It all started when she was a teenager, when she began singing at festivals and talent showcases in her hometown. Soon after learning in guitar from her dad, she began penning her own tunes. Lyrics were enriched by her childhood memories and the tales she had heard from her parents' jobs. Miranda started playing in honky-tonks and other small venues with a local band when she was just 16 years old. She gained self-assurance and honed her style via these performances. Her humble beginnings as an ambitious young woman performing in seedy bars instilled in her the tenacity and resolve she would need to make it in the cutthroat country music industry. Her participation in the 2003 season of the reality show Nashville Star was her big break. Discovering true country talent was the aim of this reality program, in contrast to many others that produce pop stars. Despite finishing in third place, Lambert's performances resonated with both the judges and the viewers. A record deal with Sony Music was hers as a result of the publicity. She would go on to perform at sold-out venues as well as small-town stages throughout her professional music career, which began with this career. Her 2005 first album showcased her feisty, self-reliant personality to the globe. Her bold attitude was reflected in her songs Gunpowder and Lead and Kerosene, which captured the hearts of fans who respected her straightforward approach to love and life. In spite of her rising stardom, Lambert never lost tea with her hometown and her background, which she frequently cited as the reasons for her success. Lambert's early years were formative for her eventual ascent to fame, but she didn't always have it easy. She became the musician she is today in part because of the obstacles she overcame in her personal life as her music career took off. Cosine Miranda Lambert's debut album was released in 2005 and became her big moment. She became one of the most prominent figures in country music with this album. It did more than simply put her on the map. The album shot to the top of the charts because to its raw energy and apology-free lyrics. The album's title single, Kerosene, shot into the country music charts top 20. Many people connected with the song's passionate message of strength and independence, particularly the women who looked up to Lambert for her fearlessness and authenticity. Cosine was well received by critics as well as consumers. A distinctive fusion of conventional country music with a contemporary rebellious edge was highly praised by reviewers. Lambert was clearly not attempting to be your average country music star. Rather, she was forging her own unique route, one in which she would have complete creative control, and remain authentic to her own identity, as was evident to many. Her hallmark became this feisty Orton. From that point on, Lambert's career took off. She also stood out as a songwriter because of the unique manner she could convey things via music that were both intimate and relatable. With Kerosene, Lambert solidified her position as an artist with a vision and a powerful voice, in addition to her status as a vocalist. Although Kerosene paved the way, her subsequent albums cemented her status as a dominant force in country music. She continued to push the envelope with 2007's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend songs such as Gunpowder and Lead demonstrated her fearlessness and no-nonsense demeanor. She received her first Album of the Year award from the Academy of Country Music for the smash hit album, which also garnered her universal praise. Fans adored her because she was genuine, approachable, and shameless about being herself, while critics lauded her talent for combining vulnerability with strength. Revolution 2009, her subsequent album, was a watershed moment in her career. Lambert was already famous before this album, but it catapulted her to superstardom. The House That Built Me and similar songs revealed a more reflective and sensitive side of her, demonstrating that she was just as capable of delivering passionate ballads as she was of delivering fierce choruses. She won a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance for the song, which became her first #1 hit. Lambert demonstrated that she was more than just a budding star. With Revolution, she was here to stay. With this album, she solidified her position as a top-tier country music performer and earned several accolades, including Album of the Year from the Country Music Association. Lambert did not stop receiving praise as the years passed. She went on to win many awards at the Grammys, the Academy of Country Music, and the Country Music Association. These accolades were a testament to her skill and the influence she had on country music. She was an innovator in the field because she could combine classic country sounds with her own distinctive style, which influenced subsequent generations of musicians. Lambert's ascent to stardom was characterized by determination, risk-taking, and being loyal to her heritage. She proved that one's unique identity should not be sacrificed for the sake of prosperity, becoming an icon of strength and honesty. Both Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton will never forget the 2005 stage where their journey started. They were partnered to sing You the Reason God Made Oklahoma as a duet at CMT's 100 Greatest Duets event, which focused on country music. Their chemistry was palpable and their voices harmonized superbly. It was obvious that they had a particular connection as I watched them sing at the time, though their friendship was smooth sailing because Miranda and Blake were both in committed partnerships. Miranda was in a relationship and Blake was married to Kelly, his first wife. Their relationship appeared to deepen rapidly despite these obligations. After some time had passed, Miranda and Blake would both acknowledge that the passion they had during that duet was genuine and powerful. Rumors started circulating about their romance as their friendship became stronger. Their intimacy was immediately noticed by fans and journalists who began to wonder when their romance began, given that it was shortly after Blake and his wife announced their divorce. This further fueled the speculation at about the same time Miranda broke off her relationship as well. Their romance sparked heated discussion online, with some fans praising their connection and others pointing out the inconsistencies in their romantic histories. In subsequent interviews, Miranda and Blake have discussed their emotions openly, saying that it was a difficult and emotional period for them, but that they couldn't deny the strong bond they had at the time. The two went ahead and became a relationship in spite of all the drama. As soon as they started dating in public, their romance became one of the most talked about in country music. The tamed, fiery, and profoundly genuine love story between Miranda and Blake laid the groundwork for their future together. Significant changes occurred in Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton's personal lives following their unmistakable connection during their 2005 duet at the time Blake was wed to Kelly, his first wife. However, their marriage started to crumble in 2006. The legal dissolution of Blake and Kelly's marriage fueled speculation that he was developing feelings for Miranda. Miranda had another guy engaged to her, but she broke off the engagement as her feelings for Blake grew stronger. Their romance, which had been developing behind the scenes, became public knowledge once both performers were single. Despite the rumors and controversy that swirled about their travels, they remained steadfast in their sentiments, declaring that they had discovered something special in one another, confirming what many had thought. They made their couple debut in 2007 at the CMT Music Awards, where they made a big entry while strolling the red carpet. Together, fans and critics alike in the country music business were captivated by their debut. One of the most adored couples in country music soon became Blake and Miranda, who were both renowned for their fiery independence and charming personalities. Difficulties arose during the couple's public debut. They could continue to appear together at other occasions, seemingly unfazed by the criticism that had followed them from their previous relationships. Instead, Miranda and Blake focused on their mutual love of music. They gradually won over both admirers and critics with their sincere passion for one another. The strain of being in the limelight as a couple increased as Miranda and Blake's love blossomed in a stunning wedding scene by family, friends, and fellow country singers. Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton were married on May 14, 2011 at the Day Strange Ranch in Bourne, Texas. Their love and lifelong musical partnership were honored during the wedding. The frequent ways in which their skills overlapped was a defining feature of their marriage. The many projects on which Miranda and Blake worked together demonstrated their creative and romantic connection. Over You demonstrated the band's emotional range, while Bayskin Rug displayed their carefree and vulnerable side, because Blake wrote it after losing his brother in a vehicle crash. Over You has a special meaning for the two of them. It went on to become one of Miranda's most heartfelt singles. The duo received praise from critics for their work, and in 2012, the song took home the trophy for Song of the Year from the Country Music Association. Their love and common experiences were brilliantly captured in music through this collaboration. Through their shared stage time at concerts and industry gatherings, they were able to connect with fans on a deeper level and show them how much they loved working together. Their music appeared to convey a narrative of perseverance in the face of adversity, but spending quality time together was challenging due to their busy schedules, which had brought them together in the first place. Their work together was enchanted, but there were challenges that came with their newfound renown. Continue reading to see how they handled the ups and downs of their relationship that was in the spotlight. One of the initial coaches of The Voice, Blake Shelton, joined the program in 2011. He shot to stardom once the program became an instant smash. Blake was well liked by viewers because of his charisma, sense of humor, and ability to form real relationships with the participants. Both his own music career and the careers of the musicians he mentored on the show were significantly enhanced by the exposure he received. With his meteoric rise to fame, Shelton became known not only to country music aficionados but to people all over the world. Although this achievement was thrilling, it presented new difficulties for his marriage to Miranda Lambert. Far from their home and Miranda's touring schedule, Blake was compelled to spend months shooting in Los Angeles for The Voice. They struggled to spend quality time together due to the physical distance and the responsibilities of their jobs. There was no denying the difficulty of being art, even though they openly supported one another. Miranda and Blake were both quite successful in their fields, yet they frequently found themselves at odds due to their respective work commitments. While Blake remained firmly attached to Hollywood thanks to his work on The Voice and his rising stardom as a television personality, Miranda spent a lot of time on the road promoting her albums and headlining tours. They discussed the challenges of keeping a good relationship amidst their busy schedules. In interviews, Miranda made a joke about how they seldom met in person and how they always seemed fatigued from their hectic schedules even when they did get to spend time together. But one of the hardest things was keeping their marriage in the spotlight while juggling two successful jobs. Their divergent personalities added another dimension to